Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with tens by zetamath. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, which means in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these lines in the grid called 10 lines. Doesn't mean there's 10 of them. They're just 10 lines. This is a constraint invented by zetamath that he really likes. I think others like it too. But what it means is that we need to break each line into segments. So I could use the line tool, for example, to break a lot of these lines up. There's plenty of ways to break them up, or you could just draw your segments like that. But let's say these were my segments. Each segment must add to 10. So this could be like 4 and 6 adding to 10, and then this could be one, how are we adding to 10 here? 2, 2, 3, 5 would be a way to, sorry, that was actually harder than I thought. So that would be one way to fulfill this line where I've broken it into segments and each segment adds up, but I don't have to break it into segments that way. I could break it into segments this way and instead do the 4, 6 over here and the 2, 3, 5 here. So, the non-repeat or the repeat rule is basically the lines don't have a non-repeat rule on them. So if I happen to make this my segment, I could do 4, 4, 2, right? And that would allow me to add to 10. What the rule doesn't mean is if I have a segment like this, I can't just do like 4, 4, 2 like that. Sudoku still prevents you from repeating the 4, right? So all it's saying is that there's no additional non-repeat rules created by the 10 lines. All right, so hopefully that's clear. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. So this line here is interesting to me right off the bat, because how are we going to split it into segments that sum to 10? One thought would be 3 and 1, but obviously one cell can't add to 10, so that's not going to work. Another thought is 2 and 2. But that's also not going to work because the only way we can add to 10 without repeating digits, and we can't repeat here because it's all in the same column, is 4 and 6. So I need 2 4s and 2 6s. That's not going to work either. So actually, this is one entire segment on its own that adds to 10, which means it's 1, 2, 3, 4, putting a 5, 6 down here. So now I think the thing to think about is what is the maximum this could sum to, which is 2, 3, 4, which is 9. So these cannot be a segment on their own. So this has to be another 1, 2. Well, we could repeat a digit. So I don't think we can say this is 1, 2, 3, 4. But what we can say is that this one here is a segment, and it's a 4, 6 pair. So that removes 4 from there. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 5. If this was a 5, then these would need to add to 5. But in order to add to 5 and 3, we have to repeat digits. So this is not the 5. This is a 5. Okay, that's working pretty nicely so far. I need a 6 somewhere in this box. Is that important? I'm not entirely sure. I wonder if we can do some math here. These add to 10. Ah. Is that... So what I'm thinking is this cell here, let's call it purple. Where does purple go in this box? Well, 5 and 6 are not purple, so it doesn't go here. It doesn't repeat in this column, so it goes in one of these two. I was kind of hoping it would end up here, but I keep thinking of the lines as not repeating, but they can. If they couldn't repeat, it would go here. Okay, so never mind. This could just be the 1, 2, 3. All right, what else do we want? Maybe we think about this line here. Yeah, we do want to think about this line. So I can't make the whole thing add to 10. So the whole thing adds to at least 20, but we can't make the whole thing add to more than 20 because an entire row of the Sudoku adds to 21, right? So from the very start, this was a 1, which is actually very useful because now this is the 4 for the column and this is 1 for the box. And so now we know that these need to add to 9. And the only way 3 digits add to 9, I was going to say the only way was 2, 3, 4. Okay, if we can't use the 5 and 6, the only way 3 digits add to 9 is 2, 3, 4. That makes sense. And then now that is the 1. So this did not end up repeating any digits. Okay. There was no other way to do it, though. With these adding to 9, we could do 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5, but the 5 and 6 were gone. Okay, that was good. Now we know that this is going to get split up we can't make a segment of 4 because this would have to be a 10 on its own. So we're going to be doing, and we can't do 2 segments of 3 because it's not long enough, right? So we're going to be doing a segment of 3. We can't do two segments of 2. So we're going to do a segment of 3 and a segment of 2. So either this is a 4-6. By uniqueness, we could probably say it's not, but oh no, by the 4 in the box, we know this can't be 4-6. So the only other way we're doing it is this way. I was going to use uniqueness, but this 4 is much better. I wasn't going to use uniqueness, but I was going to use uniqueness to point out that we knew it would be one way, but I wasn't going to use it. But with the 4, we do know this can't be 4-6. So this is the 4-6, and this is 2-3-5. That's not a 5. Okay, so these two on their own can't add to 10 because the 4 is missing. So we have to do at least 3 long. I don't know that we can say it's not 4 long, though. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how this splits up, but we know that these 3 are connected. I guess what we can think about is if these 3 added to 10, along with the 4, we'd have 14. So these 2 would need to get us to 21, which would be another 7. 7 is very versatile in a 6x6. We can't do 1-6 though. We could do 2-5. We couldn't do 3-4. So if these were the 10, then this would add to 7 and it would be 2-5. If this were the 10, then this would add to less than 10, and this would have to be more than 7. I mean, it could be a 3-5 to get to 8 with a 1 here. 3-5 is the biggest it can be. I think I haven't rolled it out. I think this is from 2-3-5 though. I think that this has to be the 1. Because if we think about it, the biggest this could be is 6. If we use the 1 over here. If this was not 1, we'd have the 1 over here. And the biggest I can make it is 1 + 5 because the 4 and 6 are gone, right? The 6 is gone. So that would add to 6, that would add to 10, and that would make these add to 11, which would mean I'd have to have a 2-cell segment adding to 10, but I don't because the 4 is gone. So that is not 1-5. This in fact is the 1 right here. Okay. Is that helpful? There's a 1 over here. This is 2-3-5, as I figured out from the outies actually. Do they always use the 2? Yeah, no, they always use the 5. These can't add to 5, so this is not 5, which does place the 5 here. Now I'm wondering if the column already placed the 5, but I don't think it did. These are from 2-3-6, and they have to use the 6. So we already have 1 and 6 on this segment. That's either 3 or 4 long, which is 7. So along with the 2 or 3, we're either getting to... Oh, and this can't be a 1 anymore. Since this can't be a 1, I think I said that this would have to be a 1 if we made this 4 long. But let's think about it. If this was 2, and it was part of our... If this was our segment, and this was a 2, then what would happen? These would add to 3, and we'd already have 6 here. We need another 1 with it. That doesn't work. Because 3 + 6 is 9. So this is our segment. They add to 10 with a 1 and a 6. So they're a 3 goes with them. So this is a 3-6 pair. This is 2 and 3. This is a 2-5 pair. Now we start another 10 sum. This could just be, oh no, sorry, it can't. Sorry, give me a second though. I want to clean this up. This is a, oh, I thought this would get a pair, but it's not. It's 3, 4, 6. Okay. If this were a 4-6 segment, then we'd have too many 4-6s in this row. So the segment has to grow at least 1 more. And if it grew to 4, it would have to grow 1 more because we can't have a singular one. So can we rule out this being 5 long? I think it's just not possible. These three on their own would add to 9 because they can't have a 1, and then these 2 would have to add to 1, so it doesn't work. So this is 3 long and this is 2 long, which makes this a 4-6. So this is 3 and 2 and 5 and 6 and 4, and that's a 1 and that's a 1. That gives us the 6, the 4, the 6, and the 3. These are from 2-3-5. I'm going to do as much Sudoku as I can before I think about this sum. We need 2, 3, and 5 here as well. And then down here we need 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. We could do 6, 2, 2. Oh, I have a 2, 5 pair here, so that's not 2. So these add to either 6 or 4. Which means we cannot include the 5, because we can't get to 6 or 4 with a 5. So this is always a 2. That's a 5. These are not 2. This is 3 and 2. That's 5. That's 2 and 5. This is 3 and 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. We need 6 with that. 4 and 6. Looks like we're finishing up. Very nice. That was a super cool puzzle. I enjoyed that, zetamath. I think it was intricate logic, but it all flowed and was pretty straightforward. It was always fairly clear where to look, like what was the most restricted line. And then just looking at how it worked led to the correct conclusions pretty quickly. So I think the only sticking point for me was trying to figure out whether this was 3 or 4 long. But I don't think it was too bad. I think I probably thought about it a little harder than I needed to because I wasn't quite approaching it the right way. But yeah, once I proved that this had to be a 1, that was quite interesting, because if this was missing the 1 entirely, then this would just be too big already. So yeah, that was neat. Thank you, Zeta. And of course, if you enjoyed this, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.